Hello and welcome back to Matsuribayashi. We're fragmenting. I think we're almost done because we finished the fragments, but then they added more. So we're in the middle of Atasata's fragment. You know, he's literally a god now, kicking ass, etc., etc. So it's fun to see. Good vibes. And then maybe we'll do the connecting thing that people told me about, or we'll guess first and then use a walkthrough. I just have to find one. I probably should have done that before recording, but it's alright. Anyways, let's see what's going on in the dojo. Dude, the dojo has an exit sign. Is that normal? I mean, I just haven't been to a lot of dojos, except for the one I used to when I was a kid. It just kind of stands out in such a traditional looking place, you know? Akasaka was training inside a dark dojo filled with the smell of sweat and mold. Not working. The dojo was located in the middle of downtown in a small building. It wasn't that big, and they weren't that well equipped either. It certainly didn't look like a dojo where a person as skilled as Akasaka would train. There were only 3 or 4 students there, including Akasaka. Who else? Nimi? Dude, don't you think I forgot about my boy Nimi? New favorite non-spider character. Nimi. But this was the dojo he picked. To Akasaka, karate was certainly a weapon for crushing his enemies, but now he was seeking something further from it. To achieve his goal, a dojo with many young students having actual physical lessons wouldn't work. He had gone to so many different dojos, and this was one he finally settled on. Every time Akasaka punched a sandbag, the heavy thud of his punch and the clang of the sandbag's chain would echo. I'm not memeing. This guy's actually, a god of fighting. I seriously think he could probably, take down a bunch of mountain gods. Especially after they're showing with, the club members where they're low-key losing to a bunch of kids before Takano started. Just came in because, she's a whole nother level, but it's insane, dude. The fight was insane last time. It was so much fun. He wasn't punching blindly. He thought first, developed those thoughts, and then punch! It was more of a deep and low vibration than a proper sound. Drops of sweat scattered, and the dust welled up in the air. It was a perfect blow, embodying the concepts of one strike, one kill. It's the famous karate motto. It's actually just used in a lot of Japanese sports, like judo is one throw, one kill. Or, yeah, basically finishing it up in one strike. But he wasn't satisfied. He closed his eyes, controlled his breathing, as if to hear the cry of cicadas, and then he punched again. From a beginner's perspective, it looked like he was taking breaks between each. The other students training on their own would glance over and sense a fearsome respect at his focused blows. Maybe I should close the window for some reason, even though it's not happening. All I hear is a continuous train sound, but I think those are just, I don't know, something else. It's a great statement. He's looking for a punch to shatter time and space so he can go back in time and avenge his, and save Rita. I wonder if this is no, it's Himasabushi, but we don't, no, I mean, if it's Himasabushi, then it's not. But it would be cool, if this was, the super hardcore Akasaka after, Oishi also dies, and then he's, really out for vengeance. That'd be cool. On his days off, Akasaka came to the dojo in the early morning, and he silently trained all day. His training was no longer physical but mental, but this is the universe where, well, no, he has his daughter, so I don't know. The other students were already aware that his continuous concentration was the secret of his strength. However, that was easier said than done. As long as a person lives, they are bound by countless ties and idle thoughts. For a person to submit all his will into such singular focus is more like trying to attain enlightenment than something in the realm of martial arts. Man has tried many different methods to achieve such enlightenment, and what we've learned is that there is no way to reach it, and the path one takes can reach it if mastered. Karate is what Akasaka chose.
噂に聞いたんだけどよ、あの人奥さん死んじゃってるらしいんだよ。
That is true.
それを忘れるために空手を始めたって噂だぜ。あれ、俺が聞いた話は違うぜ。
Dude, the rumors around Akasaka, he's such a legendary figure.
任務中に女の子を救えなかったとかなんとかで、それで自分の無力さを痛感したとかなんとか。
That is also true.
おい、聞こえてるぞ。人の噂話なんかしてないで稽古をしろ。
I still want to see, like, I don't know if they're gonna do it in the final story or how it's gonna work out, but an Okanodi versus Akasaka fight sounds like super hype to me for some reason. Even though we haven't actually seen Okanodi's like physical traits. I can just imagine them battling it out and Okanodi pulls a knife or something, but Akasaka like still beats his ass. There was a small beeping noise. Somebody's watch was letting them know it was noon.
あ、赤坂さん。俺たち弁当買ってきますけど、赤坂さんのも買ってきましょうか。
助かる。何でもいいぞ。頼む。
Akasaka was more pleased to be alone in the dojo than have anyone bring him lunch. When they left, silence filled the building. Dude, he's so hardcore. It's so strange, man.
くそ。人の話なんかしやがるから。集中が途切れちまったじゃないか。
But if that happened because of that bit of small talk, that meant he had much more training to do. He had to train much harder if he wanted to achieve enlightenment. He focused again and started to punch the sandbag, but the sound was a lot lighter than before, and obviously the strength in his fist was no longer there. Realizing that he needed to take a break, Akasaka pulled a towel from his bag and sat down. The sound of cicadas soaked into his body. The windows were open, but there was no breeze coming in. Still, he could feel the cool air, if just a little. Just as they said, the reason Akasaka started karate was because of Yuki's death. Of course, losing against the suspect in that kidnapping incident was one reason too, but more than that, the pain from Yuki's death was what made him start. Dude, I'm already feeling it. This music does such a good job. Sad Akasaka, man. It hits. Yuki fell down the stairs at the hospital and died while he was on a business trip in Shishibone. He couldn't get rid of that depression, so he started learning karate. But in June 1983, when the Great Hinamizawa disaster occurred, he realized something very important. A girl had predicted Yuki's death, and in return she wanted him to help her. Yuki's death was an accident. He could have told himself that there was nothing he could have done. But as for the girl, Rika Furude's death was different. She knew about her own death 5 years prior. When the disaster occurred, he remembered Oishi and told him to make sure he was okay. Then he found out about everything. When he was caught up, he fell into despair. Rika Furude was the turning point in his life. If he had believed what she predicted and did something about it, maybe Yuki wouldn't have had to fall down the stairs. He took the oath to serve the public as a police officer, and yet he didn't even notice the plea for help from a little girl. He shoved aside a conspiracy surrounding her until it was too late. He had 5 years to do something about it, but he didn't do anything, and she died. Visiting Hinamizawa for the kidnapping case of the minister's grandson was definitely the turning point in his life. If he had only listened to what the girl said, Yuki would have never died. and he could have been there to help Rita Furude. Those two things continued to haunt him. The investigation into the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa that he heard about from Oishi was put on an indefinite hiatus because of the disaster, but it was apparent to both of them that there was some conspiracy behind it all. To challenge such things, he needed all the strength and experience that he could muster. He was devoting himself to gain such strength, but it was too late. Everything had already ended. While he was stuck in this dilemma, the dojo instructor admonished him. There's nothing one can do about what's already done. So in that case, the only thing he can do is train diligently. So if that the same thing is to happen, he will be able to save a person in need. It's all too late. Everything is already over. Yuki died in an accident. Hinamizawa was destroyed in a gas disaster. And Rika-chan was murdered as her intestines were ripped out while she was still alive. Shit. I was too obsessed with Yuki's death and I couldn't hear the girl's pleas for help. No, if I had listened to her, I could have prevented Yuki's accident too. Damn it. Damn it. Shit. Ooh, look at that. As Atasaka clutched his hair and looked up, he noticed a small shrine overhead that protected the dojo. Atasaka respected both Shinto and Buddhism, but he had never thought of praying to the gods in times of despair. But for the first time, he felt like praying for help. If it was something he was capable of doing himself, he would never even consider praying. But as it was something he couldn't resolve on his own, he prayed. It was a very selfish wish. If his wish were to come true, everyone in the whole world would wish for the same thing.
もう一度あの時に戻らせてくれ。そうしたら今度こそ俺は二人を救う。
At that moment, Atasaka's body suddenly felt very light. No, it was more like he was losing balance, as if he was fainting. Perhaps it was because he shouted so loudly after training and his brain was lacking oxygen. But he couldn't take his eyes off the shrine. Whoa,
ありがとう、赤坂。
he's ascended.
あなたの思いが私たちにはとても必要だった。
Was this a hallucination? Atasaka felt like a stranger was talking to him.
私たちが奇跡を願い、あなたも奇跡を願わなければ奇跡は起こらない。
Dude, that sounds like an older Hanyu.
だって奇跡は全員が願わなかったら起こらない。双方が手を伸ばし合わなかったら届かない。
He didn't know what she was trying to say, but somehow he felt like he couldn't miss a single word of it. He felt like it was something very, very
赤
important.
坂、もしあなたも望んでくれるなら私たちに奇跡を。それは欠けたかけらを結び合わせ、より大きなかけらを生み出すきっかけになる。あなたのたった一つの決意が全員の思いや運命に大きな影響を及ぼすこともあるのだから。
あの時にもう一度時間を巻き戻してくれるというのか。
うん、そんなこと私にはできないのです。私にできるのは気づかせることだけ。一つのかけらだけでは学べないことを他のかけらで学んだことを気づかせてあげるだけ。だからこの欠けたかけらをあるべきところへ戻すだけ。それでもきっと大きな奇跡。もっともその奇跡をあなたはきっと気づかないだろうけれど。
Thank you, Atasaka. Thank you for remembering me. I don't even know how much time I've spent asking you for help. But finally, it reached you. So I'll say it one more time. Please help me. No, please help us. That was a sweet chapter. I really liked Atisatla's monologue about stuff with the music. It actually kind of hit harder than I thought it would. Dude, imagine a full karate master Atisatla in it, but it technically wouldn't work. Hey, now we go for this one. Because it's broken. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a super buffed out Atisatla, but I mean, he'll still have some karate practice, I assume, because he was practicing after. So he'd have like a couple years at least. It was long. It really was long. Are you okay? Is your spirit still alive? Do we have all the pieces we want lined up on the game board? Is this everything we can Is this everything we have that can go up against Takano and her minions in the Game of Fate in the June of 1983? I think maybe. We have everything. And last but not least, Hanyu. It's you. The time you have left to be a piece is limited. But that doesn't mean you can't show up in the game. Shall we begin? I put 100 years just for this moment. Me connecting? Or did I like skip it? Or I don't know, dude. I'm nervous. The problem with like me trying to connect it like just by memory is I actually just don't remember, because we've been doing this for like 2 weeks. Couple weeks. So I'm a little fuzzy on a lot of the pieces. Or were we supposed to do that before? You'd think they would give you a prompt, so I don't think so. So anyways, let's keep going. Someone once suggested that believing is like placing a bet with coins of hope. In other words, believing means taking a risk. That's a really good analogy. I think I said it before, but yeah. It's like, you want to believe in something, you have coins of hope, you put some in. If you lose too many, then you just can't believe in that anymore, usually. In other words, believing means taking a risk. You gain something if you win, but you lose something if you fail. As with any gamble, we try to make sure we win and then bet a coin. But as with any gamble, there's no guarantee of victory. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And that's how you increase the number of coins you have. But if you keep losing, you don't want to continue gambling. It's then that you realize that if you don't gamble, you don't have to lose anything. Excuse me. Hiccuped. Not gambling on anything is the same as not believing in anything. Not believing in anything is the same as not involving yourself in anything. And not involving yourself in anything is the same as not existing. Therefore, she didn't exist. Hanyu is what they're talking about. The one coin she had in her heart was the last one. If she lost it, she'd disappear. That was why she was hesitating to make a bet. She'd been running, trying not to get involved in any type of match because she was afraid of betting it by accident. But, just like in a game of poker, she could lose her coin by folding. She tried not to lose her last coin, but that meant she was going to lose it eventually anyway. There was something she didn't know. Actually, I didn't know it at the time either. The more coins you bet into the pool, the higher chances of winning this game. In other words, the more frightened we are, the more we'll keep losing the game before us. It's just like carrying a portable shrine. It's impossible to carry such a heavy thing by oneself. But when people put their strength together, they can lift it easily. There's a clear borderline between too heavy to lift and easily lifted. It's just like how the balance on a scale tips with just a little weight. The big, heavy shrine before us couldn't be lifted. Everyone tried their hardest to raise it, but couldn't. I didn't help because I was sure it couldn't budge. I don't participate in games I know I can't win, so I didn't bet my coin. But that was wrong of me. Maybe the portable shrine could have been lifted if I joined. For the longest time, I'd been pretending to be a bystander. I always thought I was there just to find out if my coin was worth betting or not. But that was wrong. if I'm not just an onlooker, nor should I be a bystander. I should have participated. The game I've been facing doesn't look like a game I can win. It doesn't look like a game that's worth betting on. But by betting on it, or by participating in it, or by believing in it, the outcome might change. To gamble on something is the same as to believe in something. To believe in something is the same as to be involved in something. To be involved in something is the same as to exist. Therefore, she existed. Wait. Are you saying we're getting a Hanyu that can interact with people? Or something? Or at least a stronger Hanyu? This would make sense. You'd have a stronger Hanyu if she actually started believing. Dude, super ghost Hanyu. She's trying to freaking just fly around the forest and shoot ghost beams at the mountain dogs. Great. Rattle, rattle, rattle. It's an ordinary morning. The only difference is that it started a little later than usual. Chia-sensei normally arrives in the classroom right away, but she's a little late today. Why was she late for the homeroom? The rumors were already stirring about the classroom before she arrived. Chia-sensei gave a cue and a girl peeked through the room timidly. No shot. Wait, physical Hanyu? Dude, I thought we were gonna get a super ghost, but she's actually flesh and bone. I mean, that's kind of a nerf, but I mean, sit, dude. And she can finally interact with everyone. That's all she wanted, right? Also, she does the horns, which is hilarious. But don't worry, it's just it's extensions. That's what she can say. Just hold on, we need a. This is like the first CG of the fragment stuff. Oh shit, and the song too. That's cool though. I mean, I guess like, if Hanyu wanted to get more involved, I was always thinking she'd just be like a super recon unit. But it's cool. It's cool that she's flesh and blood. Let's see what she can do. What if she's like... What if she has like enhanced... I know it's just kind of memeing, but like enhanced physical abilities, you know? Because she is technically a god reincarnated in flesh, you know? We don't know her full extent. Maybe she'll be a bit stronger. Anyways, a woo woo woo. And she gets her own school uniform. That's sweet. The voices of welcome, delight, and surprise all met together and filled the classroom. But this is like her one shot. She can't like come back as if we're taking the thing literally. She's Rika's daughter. No, I'm joking. That'd be funny. Ah yes, the distant relative thing. It's a good meme. Like how in Fate, Saber is Shiro's distant relative. I always thought that was a funny thing, especially since they just named her Saber. Dude, we're getting happy Satoko, happy club members. Is this just gonna be wholesome times right now for a little bit? Just give me a little bit. That'd be fun. This is the first reunion of everyone together too, so that's pretty hype. I mean, I'm sure you have distant relatives, Mian. It's much more likely. True. Well. Which one are we gonna use for the thumbnail? Who knows? All my classmates has gotten excited. The new girl looked rather intimidated by it all. Rita-chan is rather carefree, but this Hanyu seems like the complete opposite. She's more like a shy woodland animal. That's that type that Rena loves. Look, see. Rena is ready to swallow her whole. Uh-oh.
では羽生さん、自己紹介をしてください。皆さんは静かに聞くように。はい、それでは羽生さん、どうぞ。
Chia-sensei left the podium and encouraged Hanyu to take over. The sprite. Hanyu school outfit versus Hanyu shrine outfit. I do like the shrine outfit, but I do think a nice charming detail is the shirt tucked into the skirt, which might be a normal thing that I didn't notice, but for some reason it looks kind of slick, if you ask me. She actually does look kind of slick with the vest too. Strangely like stylish, huh? But like cool stylish, you know? With the kilt. Anyways, let's continue. Good look on you. You're finally human. You can interact with people. Hopefully you saved a little bit of godly powers, like I said, to disintegrate your enemies, if you know what I mean. And the even greater pressure of all the silence left her standing there timidly for a little bit. Well, that's understandable. It's very nerve-wracking to watch, though. We probably won't get it too, but I would love a Hanyu ow wow wow with the followed by a Chia ow wow wow, because you know Chia also makes that sound. It's the rare Chia sound only found in Sumi Horoboshi, but I'm just saying, put those two together, it'd be a nice song.
僕の親戚なのですよ。みんな仲良くしてあげてほしいです。
Rita-chan can tell that she's too nervous to introduce herself. She's right to break the silence. Pressuring her like that isn't fair. Which is why I decided to make it more lively. Keiichi. Oh wait. Wait. Oh no, it's Rita's POV. Wait, I don't know. I thought it was Keiichi's POV. Maybe it is. Serene face Satoko. The blessed face. We generally call each other by our first names here. She's one of us starting today, so we could call her by her first name too. Tomita! He's finally back! The return! For getting your checklists out. Oh, the only characters we're missing right now, I assume they're showing Okamura after this, is Kameda and Rina, you know, two fan favorites of the series. I'm sure everyone's missing them. But once they're here, then literally everyone has been shown. We'll have the reunion. I'm Daiki Tomita. My parents run a tofu shop. Please come by any time. I'm Suduru Okamura. Please ask me if you don't know anything. What, you're giving the girl a voice, but you're cutting Tomita and Okamura's? I see you, game. Disrespect, not even showing their sprites. Ungrateful. But this girl's voice actor has been here for like the whole time. That's like the OG one from like Onakakishi, from like Zombie Tale, I think. Or even Matsuribayashi from the Curry stuff, right? Our classmates fell over each other to introduce themselves. Everyone tried to get her to remember their names so they could be friends. A friendly atmosphere swelled in the room. I've only just transferred recently myself, but this is exactly how it was on my first day too. So yeah, it is. It is Keiichi. He just hasn't said anything when he said he wanted to make it more lively, you know? Come on, speak up, buddy. I remember how nervous I was and how much I appreciated this as a result. I know more than anyone how nerve-wracking it is to be a new student. I should look after her.
そうだね。早くクラスに馴染めるようにしてあげないとね。
そっか。レナも去年は転校生だったんだよな。
New
確か
student gained.
レナも転校してきた時は緊張したか。
うん。でもみーちゃんたちがすごく親切にしてくれたからすぐに馴染めたんだよ。
まあね。ニューカマーを迎えるのも御三家の大切な仕事だからね。
都合のいい時だけ御三家になるなお前は。
True.
でもミオンなんかに世話になって馴染めたってのは確かにそうだ。
なら今度はケイちゃんが。
By the way, is this like the start of the arc now? We're in the world? I guess it is. We're in the world. This is sometime when Keiichi entered. Some weeks after. Because Matsuribayashi is like only 3 months after Keiichi transferred, right? Something like very short.
そうだな。レナだって転校生だったのに、その次に来た俺に世話をしてくれたもんな。なら今度は俺が新しい転校生に親切にする番ってことだな。
Yeah. Dude, the sun's a bop, by the way. I know it's a remake or something, but it's so cheerful. A new student always dramatically changes the atmosphere of a class. Even my attitude has changed. We decided to gather around Hanyo during the lunch break. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, dude, it feels like we're reading Higurashi right now. It's weird. It's weird after doing like 2 to 3 weeks of tips.
それでは羽生への質問は1人1個ずつだからね。彼女の本質に迫るディープな質問をズバリ言ってみよう。
Deep.
さあさあ、一番は誰？
Me, Keiichi, young boy. Oh, of course, young boy, my boy.
好きな食べ物は何ですか？
She likes sweets. I knew it.
甘いお菓子はみんな大好きなのです。
She likes cream puffs.
一番好きなのはシュークリームなのですよ。
Dude, I remember. I know your tastes, Hanyu. I wouldn't forget. The big ones.
あら、それは素敵ですわね。私も大好物でしたよ。
Cream puff gained. I mean, I'm alright on cream puffs. It's definitely not on my favorite. But you know, if someone's like, Aiden, you want a cream puff, you know, I'm not gonna say no. And I do like cream puffs, like if they're the circular, actual like pastry sort of ones. I do like them better than like the cheaper like Twinkie stuff. Like actually, I hadn't had Twinkies in years except for like a couple days ago from a vending machine at work. I had a raspberry. I think it was like a raspberry Twinkie. It was like a Twinkie with like raspberry dust on it or something. It wasn't bad, alright? But it's definitely not something I actively crave. But you know, I respect the cream puff gains, basically.
沖宮に美味しい洋菓子のお店がありますの。今度案内して差し上げましたよ。
Anya's pretty tall, huh? I knew she was taller than Rita, but she's almost Mion's height. Probably taller than Rena then, right? Kind of just imagined her a little smaller. Gotta get those raspberry cream puffs, you know? They're pink and cute.
ないならおじさんが好きな子のタイプとか聞いちゃうよ。
Good one. Oh. Everyone kept asking Hanyu questions and she looked all panicky again. I guess this is like a traditional ceremony for a new student. I remember this is exactly how my first day went. Mian and Satoko seem amused, so it must be the same for them too. I noticed Rena watching the scene before her with a distant look in her eyes. She probably remembering her first day too.
レナも転校してきた時を思い出してるのか？
Teacher hasn't said a word to Hanyu, by the way, yet.
他のことを考えてたな。羽生をお持ち帰りする算段でもしてるんだろう。
そんなこと考えてないよ。羽生ちゃんがシュークリームが大好きなこととかレナのうちに美味しいシュークリームがあるんだよ、食べにおいでとか全然考えてないんだよ。お持ち帰り。
明日からいきなり不登校になったらこりゃレナのせいに違いないな。
そんなのひどいよ。
As we watched Hanyu and our classmates have fun, Rena and I laughed together.
ねえケイチ、
Music switch?
なんだか嬉しいね。
Fun days speech incoming?
嬉しいよな。新しいクラスメートを迎えるのは。
そうじゃなくて、この子たまに見かけてた気がするの。
羽生か？
Well, as a fervent believer of Oyasho-sama, I guess Rena would be like the closest connected to her. And I know Hanyu definitely put a lot of work in apologizing to Rena.
引っ越し前の下見とかで来た時とか
Though
な。
this is the amalgamation of all the fragments we collected, right? So this is the universe where Hanyu herself did apologize to Rena to go back to Hinamizawa, because I'm still not sure if that's the case in like some of the other fragments. I'm like 90% sure she referred to Oyasho-sama as a male voice, because I remember back in the day I was kind of memeing that it was Oishi telling her to go to Hinamizawa, ooh, as like a theory. So yeah, we have to like remember all the tips we just read, because they will probably all play some sort of part in this final world.
レナって記憶力いいな。
そういうのじゃなくて、羽生ちゃんはもっと前からいて、レナ
Well,
たち
actually,
に
this
すぐ近く
isn't.
でみんなで遊んでるのをずっと見てた気がするの。
Never mind. This isn't the world yet, because we clicked on the broken fragment. Unless. No, actually. No, it doesn't end. I don't know. I'm confused. It doesn't matter, because we're having a great time. Why think hard about it?
あれレナだけ？
You're crazy, Rena. Probably shouldn't say that to Rena.
いや、俺は全然見たことはないんだが、レナは面識があるってことなのか？
From what I can see, this is the first time Mian and Satoko have met Hanyu. If she's been that close to us like Rena said, it's impossible that none of us would remember her.
気のせいじゃねえのか？第一、羽生は転校生なんだぜ。村にそんなにしょっちゅういたはずないじゃないか。
そうかな。
Kana.
たまに見か
Oh,
けたよう
I
な気が
missed
するん
it.
だけどな。
Dude, I usually never miss my kanas.
気のせい、気のせい。羽生だってつ
Unlucky.
いさっき、転校前は遠くに住んでたって言ってたじゃないか。
Dude, why are my shorts so squeaky? Whenever I readjust, they squeak. I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't want the squeaky ASMR in your enemy's Higurashi video.
でもレナは見たんだけどな。
Rena looks like she was trying to remember more. It's probably one of those deja vu experiences. Although it's the first time you see something, it feels like you've seen it before.
別にどうでもいいだろ。今はここにいるんだからさ。
そうなんだよね。あんなにもレナたちの輪の中に入りたそうにしていたから、仲間に加われてよかったねって。
Rena smiled with tears in her eyes. Oh boy. When I looked over at her, Rita-chan was wearing the same expression. It made no sense to me why those two looked that way. It's a happy moment, dude. But as soon as Satoto came over and pulled a prank on me, I forgot all about it. Multi-combo hit, as per usual. Later. These are the words that signal the best time of the school day. As soon as the last period ended, my classmates ran out of the room. Hanyu was popular all day today. She's Rita-chan's age. Dude, she's freaking huge. No, I'm joking. Nothing wrong with that. I was actually like relatively tall in my elementary school days, but I guess it was just a normal growth thing or whatever. I'm not that tall now. I'm like 5'11", aka like Battler's height, so not too tall in Canada anyways. She's Rita's age, so all the lower grade students gathered around her. Older students like me and Mion didn't have a chance to get close to her.
まあクラスとしてはさ、こわもての上級生が転校してくるよりは自分たちと同い年くらいの可愛い転校生の方が嬉しいだろうしね。
Good one. I guess they do. I just I'm noticing they do all tuck their shirt in to their skirts, but Hanyu's just looks fresher, you know. Maybe it's the vest too.
なんだか怖そうな顔してたもんね。
Dude, I'm wondering what Hanyu's casual clothes are gonna be now. Exciting stuff.
そりゃひどいぜ。俺だってクラスに早く馴染もうとフレンドリーに接してたってのによ。
どこがフレンドリーでございましたの？私、転校してきて早々にいきなりケイイチさんにデコピンを食らってますのよ。
Call those love slaps.
それは転校初日の教室デビューの出花をトラップでくじかれたからだろうが。しかも椅子の背には画鋲で、机の中にはカエルまで入ってたぞ。
A fraud, man.
転校生が職員室にいると聞いて様子を見に行った時、ケイイチがとても緊張してるように見えたのです。だからサトコが緊張をほぐしてやろうと思ったに違いないのです。
Yeah? Thanks, Satoto.
木南沢の先輩として気を利かせて差し上げたんでしたよ。
絶対それだけはありえねえな。
Although that blackboard eraser trap sure did help ease my tension, the one filled with rocks. But Satoto will be so pleased with herself if I tell her that. So I never admit it. No, gotta be nice to the Toto, dude. Bless Toto. Will give you good luck.
羽生ちゃんはみんなと帰ったね。放課後は誰と遊ぶか今頃引っ張りだこなんじゃないかな。
Kinda. I'm off. It's been too long. And I'm sorry. I'm ashamed of myself.
でもやっぱり初日は疲れるもんだよな。きっと帰ったらバタンキューだぜ。
違いありませんわね。
I mean, I'm sure Hanyu's living with Satoto and Rita, right?
さてさて皆の衆、このところ私のバイトのせいでだいぶ長い
Oh,
ことご無
are
沙汰
they
だった
actually
ね。
are they actually gonna hit us with a club activity? Dude, I am ready. Don't bait me.
部活メンバーの招集だ。
Let's go. Don't cut to black. It's not cutting to black. I'm ready. And it's the drum song. Okay, man.
ご無沙汰が過ぎると鈍ってし
Get
ま
your
うんだよ
head bops ready. I'm already bopping.
ねえ誰かの罰ゲームをかわいそかわいそしないと僕も退屈してしまいますです。はうレナは負けないんだよ。久しぶりだから手加減なんかしないんだよ。
どうやらみんな欲求不満でだいぶエネルギーを持て余してたようだね。そうでなくちゃおじさんも叩き潰す甲斐がないってもんだよ。
やる気満々みたいじゃねえか。だがな、あいにく俺の今日の調子は絶好調だ。
Dude, the song is so good. It's actually so good.
しくじったなミオン。
Bing.
今日もバイトに行ってた方が良かったと後悔することになるぜ。
Mian had to work quite a bit lately because of her uncle's shop is short on staff. So we haven't done any club activities for a long while. For us, club activities are the main reasons we come to school. True. In a way, we live for these few hours after school. If there are no club activities, there's no point in coming here at all. So it only made sense for us to be excited about getting to have a meeting again. With Hanyu
こり
though.
ゃ生半可なゲーム
Just
じ
to
ゃみん
join.
なの渇きを癒せそうにないね。
What we playing?
何のゲームで料理してやろうかね。
Something spiced up? Spiced rum? We all looked into the club locker. I'm always curious about what's in the locker and how much of it is in there. How much of it there is. I swear there's more than it can realistically hold. Just then we heard the door open. Hanyu.
あれ
Dude, she is like, yeah, she is Rena's height.
羽生ちゃんはあこんにちはなのです。
It's time.
あら、どうなさいましたの？忘れ物でございますの？
I thought she had already gone home. Did she forget a lunchbox or something? It's not that big of a deal to forget a textbook, but you can't forget a lunchbox.
羽生、どうしたの？
She's owing.
なんか探し物？
Hanyu looked at us apologetically. What is it? Are we in the way? She kept staring at us timidly. Are we sitting in Hanyu's seat? No, that's not it. Rita, help.
どうしたの羽生ちゃん？
We're too dumb. I mean, we don't understand.
何か困りごとかな？
I miss my kana chants, but they already showed it, so it's kind of cheating. Rena taught her, but there's no communication to be had. Almost like trying to have a conversation with a stray cat. What is this? Honey was fixated on something. I followed her gaze and found Rita-chan. Honey's apologetic gaze was directed at Rita-chan.
み
Oh, wow,
ー
wow.
僕は何も言いませんです。羽生がそうしたいなら自分のお口で言うと良いのです。
Just the noises, dude. With that, I finally figured it out. Hani wanted to say something, but she didn't know how to say it, so she wanted Rita to say it for her. But Rita-chan told her to say it herself. In other words, we need to listen to what Hanyu has to say. We patiently waited for Hanyu to speak up. But when I think about what's happened this morning, I realize this kind of silence makes her even more nervous. Rena, noticing that, taught her in a sweet tone of voice.
どうしたの羽生ちゃん？レナにこっそり話して。相談に乗ってあげるよ。はうはう。 何？もう一回言って。
Dude, just imagine. Such a good conversation.
ほうほう。で、
Rena raised her voice.
何よ、おじさんにも教えてよ。何なのよ一体。
本当にいいの？どうしたんでございますの？もごもご言われては気持ちよくありませんでしたよ。
Gulp, gulp.
その僕も部活に混ぜてもらいたいのです。
Was that Mion? It was that shrill one that lasted longer. I think that was Mion. Da, da, da. Yeah, that's definitely Mion. Hanyu said it loudly, as if to shake off her embarrassment.
こりゃまだ驚いた。どこで誰におじさんたちのことを聞いたのやら。
僕も入れてほしいのです。僕も部活に混ぜてほしいなのです。よく自分で言えましたです。パチパチパチ。
Pachi pachi pachi? Star? Rita-chan must have known what Hanyu wanted to join. Known that Hanyu wanted to join the club all along. Mion folded her arms with a smile and stared at Hanyu as if appraising her. Needless to say, Hanyu was intimidated.
自分から好んで七に飛び込みたがるとは。こりゃとんでもない命知らずがいたもんだよ。でもね、うちの部活はそんじょそこらのおままごととは違うんだ。選ばれた者が試練をくぐり抜けた末にようやく入部を許される栄光の部活なんだよ。入れてください、はいそうですかってわけにはいかないね。
羽生ちゃん、みーちゃんの部活は見てる分にはとっても楽しいかもしれないけど、その、大変なんだよ。
That dreadful howl.
覚悟の上なのです。勝って当然。負けたらとんでもないことになってしまいますのよ。
Dude, this sounds so good. Oh my god. This is definitely the first time we heard this. This is definitely a favorite. Definitely wanna write down all my favorites once we got the full soundtrack going, because this is definitely going on it. I love this song. It's making me pumped up in like a, not in an aggressive, like I'm ready way, the drum song. It's just a happy song. It's not a bop, it's like a jumper, you know? Makes you want to jump around. In like a like a child jumping around. It's a weird, just a weird thing to imagine, so maybe that's not the best way to imagine it. Prancing, maybe? I don't know.
僕も負けないのですよ。それに
Honey swallowed once and said what was on her mind. It sounded like a big thing to say for her, as I thought it had a much deeper meaning.
かつての僕は負けるのが嫌で全ての勝負から逃げていましたのです。でも逃げることは負けることにすら劣ること。
Sometimes.
負ける痛みにくじけず戦い続けて初めて勝ちを得られるのだと教えてもらいましたのですから。羽生。
When Mian realized that, although she looked timid, Hanyu was actually very courageous. She grinned. Like she's grown fond of her. Looks like she's grown fond of her. Keiichi! He's Sprite. He's back.
なかなかどうして大した根性じゃねえかよ。どうだよミオ。
Dude, everyone has
せ
their
っ
shit
かく
tucked
だから試して
in.
やったらいいじゃねえかよ。
Maybe I just didn't notice it, dude.
入部試験。
我が部にふさわしいかどうか最低数週間
Few
の観察を経て
weeks.
よう
It
や
took
く
us
受け
one
られる
day.
入部試験を転校
Oh,
初
wait,
日
no,
か
it
らとは
didn't.
ね
It actually took us like, what, 3 weeks? How long was it? I don't know. It took us a while actually to get invited, I guess, to join the club.
さてどうしたものか
Mion pretended to be stubborn, but in reality, she was simply playing with her. If she actually didn't want her to join, she would have refused her right away. Of course, Hanyu was bothered by this kind of intimidation, but she wouldn't be able to survive this club.
レナとサトコが今話したと思うけどうちの部は厳しいよ
Bam, bam, bam. Dun, 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 dun.
狙うは1位のみ間違って最下位になった日にゃ生まれてきたことを後悔するような大変な目に遭わされるんだよ
Dun, 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 dun.
でも僕も頑張るのですでも罰ゲームだってとっても楽しいんだよ
Sometimes. Hanyu-chan, you've been watching the whole time, huh? You've been wanting to join for the longest time, huh? I got the feeling that Rena had just mumbled something like that.
ミオ、もったいぶらないで試してやればいいじゃねえかよ。俺だってそいつをくぐって入部を許可されたはずだぜ。
Bam, bam, bam,
そう
bam.
ですわよ一つ羽生さんの腕っぷしを見てやろうじゃありませんの羽生ちゃん頑張ろうレナは手加減しないからね僕だって手加減しないのです僕は羽生にだけ手加減しないのです
よーし気に入ったフルで羽生あんたに我が部の入部試験を許可するとなりゃ話は変わるね羽生にも分かるゲームにしてあげないとね、
Tay? Classic, maybe? I mean, she knows a lot because she's been watching, but... So she might actually be, like, super good. Oh.
こいつがいいかな
Mia threw a deck of cards onto the desk. President? Old maid?
誰でも分かるゲームでいこう
It's not be president, or whatever they called it. Prime Minister?
トランプのじじ抜きはどうかな
Old maid? Isn't old maid president? I forgot. But I think it is just president, right? Or a variant of it. Ba-dam.
望むところなのです
Here she goes. This is exactly what I had to endure when I went through this entrance exam. This is the marked tile deck. Okay, so this isn't president. Oh, isn't old maid the one where you pass the cards around until like, and the last person stuck with the maid loses? Like the classic game they show in a lot of Japanese media, I guess is a better way to put it. Like you all have a hand and you like pass, and you take turns picking out of the person next to you, and you try to make doubles or something. Never actually played it myself.
なかなか威勢のいい返事でございますわねでも我が部のじじ抜きは一味違いましてよ
Anya might just know everything, honestly. Most of the cards have scratches on the back, so by memorizing the scratches, you didn't tell what card it is. In other words, the more you've played this game, the better you are at it. This is simply our way of being mean to newcomers. It's also like Rita's like a god at this, basically. But it is still some luck in it in the end.
頑張ってね。これは試練なんだよ。ハウ
Hawoo!
カイト、王なのです。
It's a rough Hawoo. This sure brings back memories. I had to go through this too. It just happened recently, but I feel so nostalgic. Battle mode? Nope.
だがそれと手加減は別の事件だぜ。あの時みんなが手加減なしで全力で俺を叩き潰してくれたように、俺も全力で叩き潰してやるからな。なあみんな。
Yeah.
お
Oh,
覚
no
悟
group
なさい
yet.
ませですわよ、羽生さん。
さあさあ、部活メンバーの末席を望むならそれにふさわしい顔を自ら示してみな。
はいなのです。
Dun dun. Oh my god. We're actually down to see it. I mean, it made sense because we're down to see Hani own.
その手札を右から言うよ。エース3、4、7、ジャック、クイーン。
今さら手で隠したって入入ですわよ。
The class it's on. Dude, how long has it been
これがスペードのエースだよね。
since we heard this song, dude? You know that when the drop hits, bro, it hits hard. Hani's getting red though. I actually thought she would be kind of pro since she's seen this like a billion times.
思い知ったな羽生。入部試験の洗礼を思い知れ。
圭一は自分の入部試験の恨みがかじりまくりなのです。
ほらほら、ケイちゃ
Bam
ん
bam
そん
bam
なこと言
bam
っていいの？
bam bam.
羽生、ケイちゃんの右のカードで上がれるよ。
What?
上がりましたのです。
Mion? Top 10 anime betrayals? What the heck? Can't just do that.
きったね。
Actually cheesed. What the heck, Mion? It's dirty.
こうなりゃ本気モードで行くぜ。よくもこの俺を怒らせたな。
Let's go. I'm cheering for you, Keiichi.
アニュ、お前初日の下校からいきなり尻尾付き車の首輪付き四つん這いで帰宅したいのか。
Hell yeah. The classic combo.
それはむしろ圭一さんにこそ似合いましたよ。いいねいいね。それをレナがお持ち帰り。僕も圭一に恥ずかしい罰ゲームをしてやりますのです。
いい提案だね。おじさんはそいつになるよ。
Uh-oh.
なんでいつの間にか俺包囲網が完成してるんだよ。
We're getting bullied.
上等だ。てめえら全員四つん這いで下校させてやるぜ。
Oh, just throwing all the sound effects. Dude, we're back. We're back with the club activities. Does that mean... I think I might have actually missed the thingy. Unless this fades to like the fragment screen again. Tell me if I missed it. Oh, we're down to see right now. Nope. Okay. This is a hard save. But it looks like we're back in the game, dude. It's been a nice vacation. Now we have to follow chapter breaks again. I know. Chapter breaks in my Matsuribayashi. It's not what I want. But no, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I did. This was just, you got some Akasaka, some sort of a sad moment, touching moment for me anyways. Then you get straight into this fun energy with Hanyu and the club members, and it's good stuff. It's good wood, as they say in baseball, even though we're playing cards. Anyways, though, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Next time, see what's happening in the banquet hall, the Tokyo banquet hall. See what's going on with this fragment's Mio and Tomodachi and stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.